Hello and welcome to the next IGN Give This a 7, but is it really though? Today I'm going to be taking a look at Streets of Rage 4. It is a side-scrolling beat-em-up, and just in case you've never played it before. Now granted, this is obviously after the Mr. X Nightmare DLC came out, which I'm pretty sure I own on the Switch too. This is one of those games where I own on over multiple places because I'm just wacky that way. I buy all games that are perfectly fine mid-7s on multiple consoles and systems. So yeah, that's probably foreshadowing the fact that, I really love this game. When .emu announced that, well, when Sega and .emu announced that they were bringing Streets of Rage back, I, like a lot of people, was incredibly hesitant. Why am I on stage 11? Sorry, I was extremely hesitant as to whether or not this is actually... I guess I am just on stage 11. Anyway, gonna turn out to be good. On top of the fact that beat-em-ups were always a niche genre that you really had to love, because let's be real, a lot of beat-em-ups actually are 7s. Like, a lot of them are just serviceable. You beat the crap out of things. They're there to help take out frustration. You don't get a great story. They're all about killing different enemies in different ways, and you get a lot of repetition, like as you can see here, like a blue version and a red version, and there's probably a green and a yellow and a purple. Like, there's so many. It's all similar stuff like that, just repetition from start to finish. They are a niche thing that truly are not for everyone, and a lot of them tend to be 7s. But not this one. Streets of Rage 4 managed to do the impossible. It managed to revive a genre so well that now they make a load of these again, and a lot of them are a lot more expansive and more fun than they ever were growing up. You have multiple power moves, you have like multiple combos, you have loads of different things that you can do, loads of different chains. There's so much choice and different, just everything in the game, that it's making the old ones kind of look worse by proxy, because going back to them, I still do love the old Streets of Rage, and especially you can get something called Streets of Rage Remake, where basically someone remade all 3 games into one game and added a bunch of new content. It's available on PC, and I strongly recommend it because it is up there with Streets of Rage 4. It's like brilliant. It's personally my favourite way to play the original Streets of Rage trilogy now, and I used to think for the longest time that I wanted a Streets of Rage 4 style remake of 1, 2 and 3, and I still kind of do, because let's be real, that remake thing isn't official and it is only available on PC. So I would still like a remake of the first 3 games on this engine. I think they could do a lot of things with it, but that remake trilogy, fantastic, play it if you can. But yeah, Streets of Rage 4, the locations, the items, the characters, the fact that I know I kind of blitzed past... Oh, stage select, that's what I was looking for. I know I blitzed past the start thing, but the fact that there's even the classic versions of the characters, which all play differently. My all-time favourite character ever since Streets of Rage 1 is Adam Hunter. I absolutely love him. The fact that you play as his daughter and then unlock Adam in the middle of the game, it's everything about the game. By the way, is it just me who thinks this is just Charlotte Flair from wrestling? I don't even watch wrestling, but I know enough to know that the first time I saw Estelle, I'm like, is that Charlotte Flair? If they ever make a movie of this, I would not be surprised if Charlotte Flair plays her. Anyway, they just did so much to this and added in an expansive campaign that doesn't outstay its welcome, because this is the other thing with beat-em-ups. Sometimes the stages are too long, which it might sound weird to see it, because all you're doing is the same thing anyway. You're beating up the same bad guys over and over again. But when stages outstay their welcome, the repetition kicks in really fast, and these, I felt, the perfect length. The whole way through, I was constantly seeing new things and experiencing new things and finding new enemies and new items to do, like, damage with, new weapons, like... All the way through, the pacing of it, it's one of the best paced beat-em-ups I think I've ever played. So the fact that IGN give this a 7, I strongly disagree. I really don't understand how it... And I mentioned in the Luigi Mansion review, for anyone who watched it, this is something that I've noticed that IGN do. They give a lot of beat-em-up 7s, and as literally just said, a lot of beat-em-ups are 7s. But it then means that when you get the ones that clearly aren't 7s and they give them a 7, it's like, do you actually like the genre? Does the person reviewing this game actually like the genre? Because I truly do not see how you can be a beat 'em up fan, play this and go, yep, this is just as mid as a lot of the no frills named games that, I mean, I've seen people say that Altered Beast is between a 5 and a 7. If you are rating Altered Beast, its absolute maximum of a 7, you're comparing it to this, it's like, really? Really? I like Altered Beast. I have some nostalgia for Altered Beast. Altered Beast is not a good game. It is probably a 5. Like, I don't really score things, but it's probably a very middle of the road average game. And I just don't get it with Streets of Rage 4. I really don't. It's maddening that when a really, really good game in a genre comes out and you get people treating it like it's one of the mid ones. Again, everyone's got different opinions, and maybe the person who played that really, really, truly did feel this was a 7, but if so, I would love to know what their rating of the original Streets of Rage trilogy is, because to say this is a 7, they must have give like the third game a 4. They must have give the first game maybe a 5, and the second game, which is the one that I've always found a little overhyped, I personally prefer 1 to 2, but 2 is the favourite, 2 is the golden child. They must have give 2 like what, an 8? And said that maybe like this is just slightly worse than 2, when I personally think out of the 4 of them, this is probably the best one now. Obviously it is kind of hard to say because the originals are really classics for a reason, and then there's the whole remake trilogy thing that really does do such a good job. As I say, like, it really is like playing a totally different game. It's almost essentially like it's Streets of Rage 1 and then Streets of Rage 4. It's like the whole Lord of the Rings is a trilogy but not really a trilogy. It's like the remake does that with them. So yeah, I truly do not understand IGN with this one, so the rating would be, what the hell were IGN thinking? This is clearly better than a 7, because yeah, it is clearly better than a 7. If you've never played the genre before, this is actually a pretty good place to start, because you don't really need to know the story about any of these characters. Like, I knew who Adam Hunter was, and I knew why Adam was against the police, and like that's the thing, like basically you are cops taking back the streets against dirty cops, and that it's the whole power fantasy of there are actually maybe some good police. Now obviously it is a game, like as we all know, but yeah, that's kind of the story of the first 3 games, except Adam leaves after the first one and you play as Skate, his younger brother, in the second one, and then I don't think there is any Hunter relation in the third one if memory serves, not even in Unlockable, which is usually why I ended up playing as Roo the kangaroo, because I'm like, well, you've took my Hunters away. So because that's the thing, I mained Adam in the first one, I mained Skate in the second one, Roo in the third one, because again it's just a giant kangaroo and kangaroos can, you know, rip your face off, and then they finally brought the Hunters back, give you Cherry, who I really like, but then as soon as I unlocked Adam, it's like, oh yeah, bye Cherry, sorry, I'll never play as you again, because yeah, I love everything about this guy, and I love the glow up that he got as well. Not that I could remember the button, but I absolutely love the special attack thing that he's got. There we go. Which basically just does like a green energy thing, and it's just really cool. Yeah, so yeah, it is a pretty good starting point to get into not just Streets of Rage, but into beat 'em ups as a whole. And if you do like this, then I strongly recommend you play Absalom next, which funnily enough also got a 7, and we'll get to that when we get to that. But it's from kind of the same team, .emu, but not like they've got a lot of teams who do different things, and this and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, which hilariously they didn't give a 7. I think Turtles Shredder's Revenge is probably slightly worse than Streets of Rage 4, and that's not saying that Shredder's Revenge is a bad game. Shredder's Revenge is brilliant. I absolutely love it. It is one of my favourite beat 'em ups ever. But the fact that, again, and it's probably a different reviewer, I didn't actually check who did the Shredder's Revenge thing, it's just maddening that this is a 7 to them. Yeah, so this is 2 episodes in a row of IGN's give it a 7, but is it really though? Where I've strongly disagreed and say that no, I personally think that this is much better than a 7. So until the next time, which I'll try not to just do only beat 'em ups, but again, most of the stuff that I've found, as I say, that I've actually got access to, at least on the Switch, is beat 'em ups. So I will try my best to actually do a bit of diversity and bring a different game instead of just going immediately to the second beat 'em up. At least I managed to do Luigi's Mansion last time. But until the next time, this has been Sky Fellowship, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, and see ya. Bye.